Hello and welcome back to another one of Spit Yo-Yo Mafia's replay analysis videos. So here we're gonna see that I am again playing the Panther because I like the Panther a lot. Some people can call me a masochist for it, but you know what? I like this tank. What else can you say? It's like Quickie Baby liking a comet, right? It's honestly a pretty bad tank, but you like it anyway just because you know of its perks. But that being said, getting into this battle. You could go over here, you could go over here. It doesn't matter which one you're gonna do. This tank has more than enough penetration to penetrate tanks on the heavy tanks over here. I could play it as a pseudo TD. The only time I would recommend not coming to this flank is if there's like 2 or 3 artilleries. If it's just one, you can go over here relatively easily. And the thing is, from either side, you can actually be really aggressive and push into here and get shots. Go either way. The only way that won't really work is if they have a lot of alpha and they're just focused on you and your allies aren't pushing forward being aggressive. If your allies are pushing forward being aggressive, you can definitely do that. I do believe we're going to play from back here though. This is the smartest thing to do. We are in a Panther. We don't have alpha. So until our allies start pushing forward, we're going to want to be pretty passive and shoot anyone that just peeks and goes over here or whatever. You could go and play this area too, it doesn't really matter, but I wouldn't be too aggressive. I'll probably be somewhere back here or something like that. So, without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into the game, because you can see they do have quite a few heavies, TOG, so on and so forth, so I can definitely get some damage going this way. I'm just going to fast forward this. This is boring. Okay, now that we're in position, we're expecting to see some heavy tanks over here, and I'm gonna be keeping watch on this flank. So basically I want to see where are their tanks at. Are they on this flank or are they over here? Because if they're over here, then I'm fine. If they're over here, I may need to flex back and help them. I do go 50 kilometers per hour, so it depends on what happens, right? I made a mistake here. I wasn't sure where. I actually got lost. I was like, dude, where am I going? Because I never play here. Like, I literally never play here. I just know that it exists. So what I should have done was I should have came around here and then came up this hill here to use this bush. Not come across the open like a moron. But thankfully, this tank goes 50 kilometers per hour. So, I guess don't do something stupid like this. Yeah, you see me, I'm like, oh, this is when I realized, oh, I was supposed to go this way. So, yeah, word the wise, go down and go that way. Don't come across the open. The reason why is because a lot of, you see our MT-25, a lot of light tanks like to YOLO this. And if they're YOLOing this, you're definitely going to get spotted by trying to cross in the open like that. And you don't want them to know that you're here, especially if there's like 2 or 3 RDs. That's a really bad day. What I will say is if there's only like 1 RD or less, you're free to knock down this tree. If there's more than that, don't knock down this tree because then you're basically telling artillery that you're here. This is a common tank destroyer spot. They're going to see the trees knocked down, then they're going to blind fire onto you. And that's not a good day either. Okay, so the reason why I'm being aggressive, you can see we're still in the dip, right? So even if they see us, the Panther has a pretty small turret, it has pretty good gun depression, and it has really good penetration, so we should be relatively okay. They also have one artillery piece, which is the Crusader SP. This thing is the upgrade of the FE304, I think, so you could be using a short range gun. We don't know what gun he's using, but I don't think it would matter too much in this game. If I started taking already fire, I would just fuck off and go somewhere else. But this isn't a bad position to take. If you have a tank that has okay turret armor, really good turret armor, there's no RDs, you can definitely take a medium over here if there's a lot of heavies over here, and you can definitely start farming, right? You can notice I don't push forward further, and that's because if I push forward further, they're going to see my hole. I don't want them to see this, I want them to see my small turret, right? And this is what I meant by sometimes people come into the city. He sees ARL wants to come into the city. He's likely going to be trying to get side shots on here. So they need to be aware that he's looking for side shots by going into the city. There I was deciding, hey, do I want to be aggressive? Do I want to go for this ARL? I can definitely out DPM him. He would definitely pin me with every shot, but I have a lot more health and I have a lot more DPM, so. But I decided against that and I decided to go for this guy. Thankfully for us, the good thing about playing this aggressively is that we have all these bushes over here and have all these bushes in front of us too, so we're pretty safe in this position.
We didn't even scratch them. Penetration. We didn't penetrate.
Okay, so he shot us straight in the gun. That's fine. I expected to take some damage for being that aggressive and deciding not to be that aggressive. I'm glad I decided not to go down there because the Thunderbolt was there. So that would have been a pretty bad day. That would have been 2-on-1. So that is good news for me that I only took like that damage there, right? We also got more information that the Tog is definitely over here in this position. So as long as we sit back here, we'll be relatively safe. I honestly do believe I should probably start shooting premium now, because that is a T29. It has decent hull armor. It's not good versus like other tier 7 heavies, but since I'm a medium tank, I kind of, if I want to make sure I penetrate this tank, I kind of do want to shoot APCR at it, right?
The minigun is destroyed.
And there you can see like the gun depression, right? Well, I'm looking up now, but when I was looking down, you can see like how far the gun would depress, and we're gonna try to use that to take care of these heavies over here. Also, don't do this. If you're gonna come down here, use this building right here, and then this will allow you to get side shots into them. However, you can only use this area if these guys are being aggressive. If they're not being aggressive, this area would just get you killed. Because then, they're not looking this way, they're looking this way. And, well, you know what's gonna happen if you poke out when a bunch of guns are looking at you, right? Just take a look at that Thunderbolt. That's exactly what happened to him. Alright, so look at the map. These guys are dead. My team's not going to survive this. You can see how many tanks they have. Therefore, we need to deal with these guys as quickly as possible, so that way we can deal with them coming at us. Okay, for some reason this T29 is doing a full retard. I have not left this position, and well, now you've completely exposed yourself, so good luck, Mr. T29. Also, you can see where his teammates are. It's just like, you know, they're over there, so why are you pushing into me? Makes no sense. Not just me, but my team, like, but realistically here, he's definitely not pushing into them. He's definitely pushing into me right now, because no one else can really shoot him. He's probably expecting to go hold down against them, and that's not going to work out, right?
Enemy is hit. Enemy is hit. Penetration.
And you see there, he underestimated my DPM, and he got punished for it heavily. And then our IS just went and used his 122mm and just finish him off, right? So we see what's happening in this game. We know the wood area is lost, where all the trees are. So we need to be more aggressive on this flank. We do know that the Tog is on this flank because he shot us earlier, right? So that's something we do need to keep in mind. He does have a really good gun that can go straight through us, so. And there's the Tog. Whoa, it's a lot of XP, right? Basically, it's a lot of XP. I just need to make sure that I'm relatively safe, and I should be okay.
Enemy armor is damaged. Enemy is hit.
I'm kind of worried about being spotted, and like I said, he can definitely shoot through my turret, so I'm worried about that. Alright, Tog is slow, that's why I blind fired. The fact that didn't hit anything means that he moved back, so I need to move forward to see him again. There we go. Now I just need to keep farming him from there. I'm shooting through the trees and stuff, that's why it's hard for me to spot him, but also why he can't see me.
Penetration. Enemy armor is hit. Penetration. Penetration.
I feel really bad for this Tog right now. If I wasn't doing this, they'd be killing him too. So now he's dying a slow death to a Panther. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. But you can see the other flank collapse the same time this flank collapsed. So this battle ain't over yet.
Penetration.
You see there, we got almost a full Tog to ourselves. So I'm a greedy little bastard. What can I say? In my opinion, I should be going to the left now. E25 is here, but he's going to die to our teammates. So we should probably be more focused on what's coming towards our base. You see I'm paying attention. I'm like, hey, we lost this flank. They're probably going to be pushing in. Best place to kill them is probably up from that hill. We don't need to push all the way down to the A line. We could probably get them right here from the D and C line. I'm pretty sure he's still there. He's a Churchill. I can't see his exact tank, but if I had to guess, he's somewhere on the ground. So let's just shoot in that general area, right? Also, I don't have anything better to do, so I just keep blind firing. Who knows if I'm hitting him or not, right? Does it really matter? I have more than enough ammo. I'm just shooting AP. If I'm hitting him, good. If not, oh well. I'm just waiting for something better to do. Being realistic, this tank doesn't have camo, so it doesn't matter if I'm shooting anyway. I'm literally just waiting for something better to do now. I can't push into like a bunch of tanks over there, and if they decide to come back and defend the cap, then I can react to that. So either way, I have nothing to do other than just waiting now. And he's probably not there anymore. He'd be dead if he was, right? So he's probably not there. So yeah. And I'm expecting someone to come this way. Their whole team probably is gonna try to push over here, especially seeing that they lost this flank. Some of them are probably gonna go back to the base, but if there are any stragglers that came this way, we'll deal with them. Now I'm being very aggressive by pushing up on this hill. And that's because I want to see if anyone actually came this way. We don't spot anyone here. That tells us that they went down towards the K to H line, so they'll be south. Alright, the fact that I didn't get spotted and I didn't see anyone means that they're not pushing along this line, so they probably went south. I'm expecting them to get spotted over there. That's why I'm looking that way. Because, like I said, if I didn't spot them here, they probably did go south to deal with our push. Oh, look, we did hit that Churchill. We hit him, I think, 3 times, maybe 4. So we did blind fire a lot, but we did hit a lot of those blind shots too. So it's pretty funny, right?
Enemy armor is damaged. Enemy is hit.
Alright, he got dealt with. We're spotted. We don't know where anyone else is, but like I said, seeing how we didn't get shot for that, we're expecting them to be south at this point. I'll put it this way. If they were up here, we would have got hit already. We're in the open, so that would have been a lot of information. Had they actually shot us from up here, that would have told us that there were people over here. Because we didn't take any hits, we can now infer that they're all in this area, somewhere over here. So that's why we need to prepare to basically go attack this area. And there's a T-20, so we can deal with him.
Enemy armor is damaged.
That was a really lucky hit. I should have let that more, so thank you, RNG. And we spotted another tank, so let's go ahead and deal with these guys.
Enemy armor is damaged.
The T-20 blinded himself with those bushes, so I wasn't too worried about him. And the T-150 is a blind tank, so that's what you get for playing a blind Russian tank, right?
Penetration. Enemy armor is hit. Ricochet.
There, he kind of just fired instead of aiming because I think he realized he was dead at that point, so fortunately RNG was on our side and he didn't hit us. Also, you'll notice our team is starting to cap out. That means they're probably all back down south. That's where I would be. I'd finish off the guys in the cap and then try to deal with everyone else, so. And you can see they're resetting the cap too. It's probably the Easy 8 that's resetting the cap right now, but you can never be too safe. I mean, we haven't seen the AMX at all, and that thing doesn't have camo, so it's gotta be somewhere around here, right? Well, we spotted Artie, so we know where the AMX is now. He's probably where that T-34 is.
Enemy is hit. Enemy armor is hit. The radio man is down. We
There you
can
go.
only
So
signal
now we know where
nearby.
the AMX is. He was over there with the T-34, so we're probably going to end up dealing with the T-34 first since he's down this way, and then if the AMX isn't dead, maybe we'll deal with him next. You can see a lot of our teammates have died now, so this still isn't a one game until we finish it off. So let's keep playing it safe. Let's not throw away hit points, so on and so forth.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
In my opinion, I should have aimed that shot. There's no reason why I shouldn't have aimed that shot. I mean, there's no point in just snapshotting that when he can't really see me anymore, and this is a pretty accurate gun and I'm shooting at, quite some distance. So yeah, make sure you aim your shots when you need to. I do snapshot a lot, but that was one of the times where I should have just stopped and aimed. We can't see him, so he's probably back in a ditch somewhere. So, what is it? Ramming speed? I think it's time for ramming speed. Oh no, we can see him. We'll just finish him off from here then. Ramming speed would have been a lot more fun though. Okay. Quick analysis of that tank. That tank has superb turret armor. Everything, the gun is actually pretty punchy. High alpha, high pen, good turret armor. Everything else is shit. So when you see that tank, just make sure you're not trying to trade it with alpha unless you have DPM. Don't trade shot for shot. And also keep in mind that thing is a walking ammo rack. So if you shoot the sides, it goes kablooey. And also, don't shoot the turret. It's a bad idea unless you are carrying a tier 9 or a tier 10 gun and you're basically a tank destroyer. Shooting that thing's turret is generally not a good idea. You see here, the only reason why I'm pinning his turret right now is because I'm shooting like 240 penetration, right? I think that's what it is. Yes, 244 pin. The front of this turret, I would really struggle to penetrate if I could pin it at all. And you can see the marker here is pretty much orange. That means I probably have like a 30-40% chance to pin what I'm looking at. So, give or take, that's what I'm shooting at.
That one didn't go through. Enemy armor is destroyed.
Alright, so that was about like a 3.6 to 3.7k damage game, I think. That's because I was blind firing on that Churchill, so I was blind firing on that Churchill for a long time too. But yeah, that gives you an idea of position you can play on this map if there's not too many artillery. There's a lot of arty. I would not suggest making this play because you're in the open, and well, if there's 2 or 3 arties, you're probably gonna die, right? So, and if you get hit by artillery the first time, make sure you fuck off because they're gonna keep doing that. So if you want to be successful, I just would advise to not be there anymore. And your allies also need to be pretty aggressive too. If your allies aren't too aggressive, you might be heavily punished for it. It really depends on what tank you're playing. The Panther doesn't have too good of a turret, but they hit the sides of the turret, it's pretty troll. But if you're playing something like, for example, the tank I was just talking about, the T-34-1, that tank has really good turret armor, so you can definitely get away with playing that position. Or let's say you're playing Centurion medium line or whatever, or if you want, even if you're playing the heavy tank line, you want to take your heavy tank up there, you can do that too. Like, it's a really useful position. You just need to be mindful that if you do go over here, you're gonna have to be worried about people who poke up over here. And if they have a lot of armor, they can cause you problems too. So, anyways, thank you for watching. If you like my video, please subscribe. As I stated in my other video, I don't plan on streaming water tanks for a while, so that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Thank you for watching.